Hi, welcome to a new format for BDJ reviews. Instead of just limiting myself to food and drink, we are now expanding into the new BDJ Omni reviews, where weekly or whenever I can get around to it, I'll be reviewing more than just food and drink. Different topics will interest me from time to time, and I'll have something to say about it. So, movies, books, watches, swords, all are unlimited possibilities. So, for those of you who have a particular interest in a item being reviewed that week, I will segment this video or I will leave timestamps below so you can skip to whatever piques your interest. So, on today's menu is food, watch, and sword as sort of our pilot episode. So, before we start, wrist check. Today's watch is the Marathon G-SAR Automatic. Good watch. But first, let's talk about today's food. It's from a local burger joint called Super Burger. This was pointed out to me by a friend of mine at work. And I just decided to get their normal cheeseburger and see where that goes. So, here we go. Decent price for a fully loaded burger. Patty is good size, well made. Let's see. It's a good burger. The patty is a bit crisp on the outside, so they're using a pretty high temp. Still pink on the inside. Medium rare, leaning more towards medium. It's not awfully dry. It's a little dry. It's not bad. It's a good burger. A little pricey, but a good burger. Push this camera back a bit. We've got red onions instead of white. Good slice of tomato, a couple leaves of lettuce, American cheese. It's an all-American burger. Not bad at all. The bread though, bread's a little hard. You know, it's good. It's the glazed sort of bun. I don't know. I eat the bread. I don't know the bread. It's a little dense. It's not the best. It's not like a soft French roll and how that absorbs and complements all the juices, but it's better than some of the sawdust buns that I've had before. Not bad at all. Hope everybody is having a enjoyable November. Fall's a good time of the year until it starts raining and all the leaves stain your deck. That sucks. Those of you in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. Those of you who watch the football, looks like the Steelers-Ravens game got postponed to Sunday for some stupid reason. I don't know why. My team is, of course, the Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go. So as I continue to dig into this thing, the patty's not bad. It might be hand formed. I don't know. Starting to break apart a little bit. Doesn't matter as long as it's fully cooked. Simple ingredients. That's all you need in a burger. They obviously make different style burgers, not just cheeseburgers. There's a lot of stuff on their website. But at the very least, your foundation has to be a good, reliable ham and cheeseburger. That's pretty good. I'm also kind of hungry. I drank a bit last night. When you wake up after drinking a lot, you're all desiccated and stuff. You need something greasy. Burgers hit the spot. Chicken wings hit the spot. Pizza depends. Pizza depends. What else is good? Taco Bell breakfast. Breakfast crunch wraps are good. So next, I have French fries, of course. Cheese French fries. I don't know if they make them themselves or buy them from a vendor. And of course, ranch sauce. Good deal. This is actually a pretty generous amount of fries, I gotta say. And this is the personal size fry. Yep. Tastes like a normal French fry. I think that's something this world is lacking in terms of the burger scene. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It just has to be reliable. I like Five Guys fries because they're soggy. Overly crispy fries are kind of a pain. But soggy fries, flavored in oil, yeah, that's good. I don't like In-N-Out fries because I always feel like I'm getting the end bits of the potato. So the solution to that one could be thicker cut fries or, I don't know. Ranch goes with everything. Mayonnaise also goes really well with fries. So, those of you new to this channel, I do everything in one take because editing sucks. It takes the fun out of everything. So, if you don't want to hear me, chat with you guys while you watch me eat, feel free to skip ahead to a portion of the video that interests you more. Because you're gonna watch me eat all this because I'm hungry. There's an old channel on YouTube called Sarcacmosis. He did the perpetually grumpy man who does the Watch Me Eat series. Good guy. A lot of inspiration for this format as we drag over the 10-minute line. So, with the way things are going, This might turn into a pretty long video. I'll eat faster so you can get on with your day. So, previously I mentioned that bread, buns for sandwiches and burgers, etc., they're like the cufflinks to your Gucci suit. And I stand by that. So, what are fries? What are the accessories? Because something you need to ask yourself is, are fries necessary with a burger? Because burgers don't always come with fries. They rarely do. Fries should be an accessory if you want more. What are they? They're delicious, salty carbs. And, well, I think my theory is fries are a conspiracy by burger joints to sell you smaller burgers because the fries fill you up. The burger should be the meal, ideally. Ideally, the burger is just 3-inch thick, 6-inch diameter slab of meat and buns and bread and condiments, accessories. And the fries should just be there if you feel like, I need fries. But potatoes are cheap, meat isn't. So of course, you're gonna go for that option. Because when you're done with the burger, are you truly satisfied? Unless you're the kind of person who's unable to finish a burger in a setting, in which case I say, it's good for you. It's like the person with a low alcohol tolerance. You don't have to drink as much. So. So for the price overall on this meal, so for the price overall of this meal, which was around $14 with tip, I would say the quality, 8 out of 10. The price, irrelevant, because most places are charging about that much. Serving, 7. Wish it was a bigger burger. And of course, leave no soldier behind. So, I'll let you grab yourself a drink and rehydrate. I'll see you in a second as we gear up for part 2 of 3 of this review. Okay, part 2 of the Omni review, the watch review. As I said earlier, this is the Marathon Watch Company's G-SAR. This is a 41mm automatic dive watch. Now, what's a dive watch? Of course, it's a watch that is functionally and aesthetically for diving. What does that mean? Generally, a dive rating will be about 1,000 feet, 300 meters. Some dive watches are only certified for 200 meters. And obviously the extra 100 meters gives you a bit more water pressure resistance, hardiness of the entire watch itself. So the second thing as well is a unidirectional bezel that allows you to set the time on it and use it as a timer. The whole thing is 60 minutes. Another thing nice about this, and I should tell you the background of marathon, I don't think you're going to be able to focus on that, but whatever, low effort, right? Marathon is a Canadian company that makes their watches in Switzerland. These are Swiss-made watches. I can't remember the movement, the caliber, but it is a relatively good OEM caliber that is used in quite a few manufacturers' watches. Let's go over a couple of the positives and the features. So, number one is we have a very thick case. This is 14 millimeters. We have a knurled crown right here with two bosses protecting it from lateral blows. This watch comes with a vanilla scented rubber strap. I have a OEM bracelet, and you can see that it has a triple clasp as well as a dive extension for use with your diving suits. Right there. There are also quick adjustment pins, which go for about a millimeter of travel. This also uses 20 millimeter bracelets and straps. Because the side of the case is drilled through, you do not need to use shouldered spring bars, which is nice. One big feature of this watch is the use of, you can't really see it very well, the hands, seconds, minutes, and hours have tritium vials, tritium being H3, I believe. And basically during its half-life, as it degrades, gives off light. Now this is nicer than paints that have to draw in light, keep it, and use it for illumination. Downside is tritium eventually decomposes to the point where it will no longer give out life or light, and that lifespan is 13 years, excuse me. So on the dial, your standard markings, marathon, you have the radioactive symbol because this is a radioactive isotope element. I don't know, I'm not a chemist. We have a date window right here between the 4 and 5 hour marker. The inside ring of the dial has the 24-hour numbers as well. One very nice thing about this watch compared to, let's say, like a Seiko 5 is this is an instant date change. So as soon as it hits midnight, the date will snap instantly versus transitioning slowly throughout the wee morning hours. Not much else I can say. The accuracy, it's all right. This is not a certified chronometer, so you're not going to get the plus or minus 2 to 3 seconds a day. Power reserve is a little, leaves a little to be desired. It's only 38 hours compared to something like the Seiko Prospects, which I believe has 70 hours on the power reserve. So if you don't wear your watch on the weekends, I hate to say this, but you might have to wind it in the morning. But that's basically my only gripe. The bracelet is just a standard oyster-inspired bracelet. So overall, as a dive watch with a 1,000-foot rating, durability, and utility, I would rank this as a very nice mid-level tool watch for use casually or for use in a profession. Now, my favorite. Let's get to part 3 of today's review, the sword review. Bit hard to see. This is a sword for historical European martial arts, otherwise known as HEMA. This is a side sword, or spada de lado, or if you want to be more correct about it, it's a sword. This is made by a manufacturer in Firenze named Malleus Martialis. And these are very exquisite swords. I don't take very good care of mine, but ask ourselves, what is a side sword? A side sword is basically a longer arming sword that is geared towards cutting and thrusting equally. This blade is 36 inches, including the ricasso, this blunt part where I can wrap my finger around the front of the cross for better point control. This is their Manciolino model. The Manciolino model features a knuckle ring, finger rings right here to protect your finger from wayward strikes, as well as a single open port, no posts. It has a detachable blade with a very handsome pommel, this being a standard hex head for a M6 threading. Not much else I can say. The hilt parts are very nicely oxidized and finished glossily. My only gripe is when I had it delivered to me, it had a slight cant that you might be able to make out. A slight cant in the blade, a set, if you will, in the foible, pointing towards the inside. Not bad, especially if you put a tip on here, it's not going to affect your point too much, especially since you can also cut with these things. So, very quickly, if anybody has questions, you know how to get to me. It has a wood core, cord wrapped handle, blue, my favorite color. The grinding on the blade, you can see here, diamond profile, nice thick 2mm edges for the safety of your partner. The tip that is under this blunt is spatulated, and we can talk more about rolled versus spatulated tips at some other point. It doesn't really affect this review too much, but I prefer spatulated tips versus rolled tips for a myriad of reasons. But most people are going to advocate putting a rubber blunt, leather strip, or packed tape over your tip for the safety of your partner when you are using thrusting actions. So this is it, the Malleus Martialis Manciolino side sword. A very high quality blade, described to me by somebody at a friend's fencing club as the Lamborghini of side swords. Admittedly, I don't have experience too much with other side swords outside of Castile Armory and I think Darkwood Armory, but this is nice. It weighs in at about 900 grams, which is pretty light for a side sword, but not too light in which you don't have enough blade presence. Of course, these swords can go all the way up, depending on various manufacturing aspects, to 1100, 1200 grams. Point of balance is going to be about 4.5 inches. So, gives you good momentum in the cut. And as you can see, good knuckle protection and good protection of the front of your hand. Not much else I can say about this sword. other than it is definitely given me a superb first impression on side swords. So we are now at the 25-minute mark. If you're still here, thank you for watching. If you quit early, thank you for watching. Tune in next time for the next BDJ Omni review.